Hello everyone, thank you for joining me again at Soul Path Guided Tarot. To my subscribers, I thank you very much, always, for the beautiful comments. I am truly grateful. I'm very humbled. Thank you so much. And for everyone who's new, welcome. We're going to do a new pick a card, but before I do that, I want to announce that I am doing, going forward, a monthly free reading for any subscriber. I don't want to go through the details of how you do that in the beginning because some people aren't interested and I don't want to waste anyone's time. So at the end of the piles, I will give you the direction as to what you need to do to qualify for a free reading. I will randomly choose someone and they will be chosen right around the new moon of every month, okay? All right, so going forward, we have a new reading today. It's about what karma are you dealing with and kind of paying for in this lifetime. And then we'll ask along the way, you know, what we can do to release that, okay? A couple of things about karma. There's a lot of feeling that karma is like a punishment. It's like the hammer coming down, the guillotine coming down. And it can definitely feel like that, but that's not really what karma's about. You know, you've heard it, people say like, you can't escape your karma. This is your lot in life. That's, well, that's all on you. That's your karma. Karma's a bitch. Or that's not really what it's about. If you connect and tap into the Akashic records, sometimes referred to as the Book of Life or the Akash, karma gets a more positive spin on that because really karma is about like balance. It's about learning and restoring sovereignty back to your soul, the way it came into this lifetime with. When choices are made that are not in alignment with your soul, that's when karma's created, okay? The reality is sometimes we get that karma from our families, our ancestors, even past lives, but we're not gonna tap into past lives today. Throughout life, there are different opportunities and choices to make a different choice so you can restore the balance and the alignment. And that opportunity can be in the form of like a lesson, right? And maybe it's a tough lesson, it's a hard lesson. A relationship, a hardship, a different obstacle you have to go through, a triumph that you know, get through and win. Sometimes it's making amends, or a lot of it is just changing patterns. And when it comes to changing patterns, there are certain deities that can help with that, and we'll talk about that. So simply put, every time you make a choice out of fear, shame, cruelty, lack, you know, those low level vibrations. So on a vibration chart, it looks like a funnel, and those are really low frequency vibrations that you can actually measure scientifically. Well, that's when the karma is created, when those energetic frequencies are present. So every time you make a loving and healthy and courageous high vibe choice, you're more in alignment and you can avoid or you can resolve karma. Okay, so a lot of it, again, is about changing out patterns. Okay, not repeating patterns, not staying in that like current of patterns that you're stuck in it. Kind of like when there's an undercurrent in the ocean or in a river, it can like pull you under and pull you out, okay? So that's what we're gonna focus on today. We're gonna do 3 different piles. So the first one is represented here with this obsidian candle, okay? And this is the obsidian chunk here. Obsidian is volcanic glass. It's really beautiful. It's very sharp. It is for clearing all things and protection. Clear quartz is your second choice here. That is also about clearing out. And the third pile here is amethyst, which is about healing and releasing. So all things that are necessary when we're trying to clear out karma, okay? So we're gonna take a look at what you're dealing with, and then we'll ask if there's ways that we can deal with it. So choose pile 1, 2, or 3. Take a deep breath, center yourself, call in your guides, your higher self. If you need to, pause the video for a little bit of meditation, and we will get started. Hello, pile 1, you chose the obsidian candle holder. So we will put that over here. All right, so we're going to start with some tarot. Everything's pre-shuffled. For those of you who are new, I take what pops out. I don't choose the cards. So if something resonates, a piece of part or some aspect, please like and subscribe. All right, first card out, 3 of Pentacles. Okay. So that's Capricorn energy with Mars, the Lovers, the Hermit, and Adjustment. So in this deck, it's called Adjustment and the number 8, but this is Justice, okay? All right, I mentioned Capricorn, this is Gemini, this is Virgo, and this is Libra. So you may be any of those signs, you don't have to be. So for pile 1, you are dealing with relationships that have been imbalanced, one-sided. This is something that goes back many generations. It's about relationships where there was oppression or there was imbalance. It was very one-sided. It was detrimental to your growth and expansion. And this goes back, ancestrally through patterns. And whenever so I'm seeing somebody like in the 13th century, and even then wanting to do something more. This was female energy coming in, wanting to do something more, but being oppressed by a father. And then the father had this woman married off to someone who then in turn ended up kind of maintaining that pattern of oppression and ended up, I'm seeing, this is a very vivid little image here, with a very unfulfilled, unhappy life, okay? So the 3 of Pentacles is all about the environment, the atmosphere, the partners, the partnership that you have. And of course, we've got the Lovers here, right? And this is Gemini energy coming through. About when we see this card, we think of our soulmate or our twin flame. We think about that lifelong partner. We think about love, mutual respect, admiration, a lot of passion, and creating an environment that just kind of hits on all cylinders, like emotionally supports us, physically, excites us and makes us feel satisfied, and then supports us. And that's what the hope is, right? That's like I call it the Holy Trinity when I see that. So that's what the hope is. But there has been a lot of imbalance for generations. And you may have seen this, you may have witnessed this with parents, may have witnessed this with aunts and uncles, grandparents, you may have witnessed this with, your own siblings, and you may have been in a pattern of relationships that start off with a lot of hope. So I'm seeing, right now I'm seeing these little golden orbs flying around. So there's someone here trying to tell you something. It's a lot of hope, and you hope that it would be something that was balanced, where you could grow and thrive, regardless of, what time in history this existed. Like I said, the image I got was like 13th century. There were still people who wanted more, okay? And you never had the chance to heal yourself. You never had the chance to take the opportunity. It wasn't allowed. It was like this was the way it was going to be, and you didn't feel empowered. You didn't feel that this could be done. And this might be your current situation, but this was what the ancestors in your lineage were going through as well. They wanted to, but there was fear. It wasn't typically done in those days. There's someone here who's coming through as a trailblazer, trying to kind of break the rules a little bit, come through as someone who's like, I'm going to make things different. I'm going to seize opportunities. And every time that happened, they had the rug pulled out from underneath them, and that imbalance was maintained. It was never realized. They were never an equal. They were never someone who could be safe in their relationship or in loving someone. So If you have found yourself in relationships where you're with someone who always makes it about them, you're with someone who always makes it about you as the person who causes the problem. If it's someone who always deals with difficulties with money, because the pentacles also have to do with money and financial support, and they are triggered into some kind of negative, I'm seeing a lot of hostility and anger that comes up when there's issues with money, and they take that out on you, whether it's verbally, emotionally, and for some, there's been physical things that have happened, then, you know, this is the pattern that you're dealing with. And it's time for new information to come in. It's time for you to look at things differently. You've been given these major arcana to show that you do have the ability to go within and make changes and restore balance. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. All right. Angel, spirits, and guides. What else do we have for pile 1? Angel, spirits, and guides. Now, this can also be imbalance in relationships with like a mother and a father. Always having that mother-father. Yeah, and as I say that, this card pops out. Inner integration. There is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and the tempering effect life has on us. So this is representation of generational karma. See how that these are all wheels, cog wheels. It's like the same pattern over and over and over again. And it's now the baton has been handed to you to break that cycle, to restore balance, to restore security, to restore equilibrium, to restore faith in yourself and a love in yourself. Okay, so this is a perfect card for what we were just talking about. The second card that popped out is 34 circles. Clarity begins in the eye of the storm. This is all about patterns, the same kind of patterns. So there's a clear message coming through here for you about patterns that you need to address. Now, I will tell you that before I started this, I called in some of the archangels that help us with this for a pattern breaking, for releasing patterns, for having the ability to understand what they are and release them. Archangel Metatron is incredibly powerful and very much helpful in that area, along with Archangel Michael for cutting cords and releasing, as well as Archangel Gabriel for communication. Okay, so giving you the ability to communicate clearly so that you can start to stand up for yourself and communicate with the universe and get some intuitive guidance. If not, you may actually get guidance from a good friend. Could be someone random that you know, an ad gets served up on YouTube and you're like, oh wow, that totally makes sense for me. Because you have the Hermit here and the divine is asking you to go within, because you'll get the answers for how to change out these patterns, how to remove yourself and clear your ancestral line in the past, but also going forward. There's kind of a long explanation for how you do that, but the short of it is what you clear here now in this lifetime, it actually heals the previous generations and the coming generations. So your ancestors will be healed, as will your children and their children. Okay, and then you have guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Yes, restoring the balance, breaking the cycles, right? Breaking those cycles and not feeling guilty about it. That's one of those really low energetic vibrations that keeps us stuck. It keeps us from moving on. It keeps us stuck in that karmic loop. All right, let's see what else do we have. Morganite relationship healing. Yeah, and this is really beautiful because one, this is pink like the high heart chakra. And then secondly, this is relationships of the past, relationships of today, and relationships tomorrow. So if you're able to break this cycle by recognizing your self-worth, recognizing that you deserve better, loving yourself, empowering yourself. This card is yellow for the solar plexus and it is orange for the sacral chakra. That is self-love, self-worth, self-development, love, creativity, passion, okay? Divine feminine energy, which we all have, which is about receiving love, receiving beautiful blessings from the divine. All right, let's see, what else do we have for you? Okay. And you head home, 44. So right away, 40 and 44, 444. That's an angel number about following your path, getting support from the angels and staying on that path because that's the right path. So you were tapped to come in and be the one to make changes to the home. And you know what I love about this card is, see how this maze is here? So this maze represents you finding your way through. You are being the one. You have been chosen. You chose before you came in this lifetime to move towards the sun, to be guided by the moon, to have the divine coming in with these feathers, and you move to this new space, this sacred space of your home that is safe, that provides love, nurturing, security, stability, laying down new healthy roots, not staying in relationships that aren't mutually beneficial. There has to be growth. There has to be 100% of you in there and 100% of them in there. It has to be 100% give and take. And there's no compromise in that percentage. It has to be complete and total. And you have to trust that you're being guided, that you have the strength, and that you can do this. You can make these changes. So it will be, you know, creating a sacred space for you going forward where you feel like you can evolve and you can communicate your truth, and your thoughts are things that are valued, and they're not something that, you know, you're like, you get nervous about it and you feel like you can't breathe, and is it okay if I say this or not say this, and is it going to cause a problem? Am I going to be minimized? Am I going to be put down? Am I going to be told, you know, I'm stupid? Am I going to be told I don't do anything right? All of that, this home that you're going to have, whatever your home is in, whether it's, you know, you live in a tent, a home, an apartment, on the beach somewhere, whatever, it doesn't matter what home is to you, it's your sacred space, but that's what it needs to be. It needs to be sacred. It needs to be safe. And then you have past, present, future. Yet another 4. 4, 44, 4. So you are seeing synchronistic numbers, 44, 44. You're seeing a lot of synchronicity with feathers, because we have a lot of feathers here. You're trying to be guided. They are trying to guide you at this time. This is past, present, and future. So you're going to be healing the past. You're going to be healing your present, and you're going to heal the future. But you need to live in the present moment, okay? Take what happened in the past. Only take the lessons, the things that you learned from it. And if there was anything good, bring that with you. The future is all about setting your intention, of setting things right, of healing relationships with yourself, your soul, your family line. Okay, so really synchronistic with these numbers here. All right, let's see, what else do we have for you? Angel, spirits, and guides. Yeah, you have extremes. There's been way too many extremes in your relationships. There's been way too many difficulties. This is number 34. This is number 34. More synchronicity, about patterns, about releasing. And then you have number 2, beginnings. This unclear, gray, clouded area is the past. You're going to walk through here and move through new energy. You're going to connect into this age of Aquarius, and you're going to start a new beginning, and this is the new moon. So maybe with the new moon next month, this is when you're going to feel really empowered to do this. But it is time for you to take those steps, release any guilt, trust that you can restore the balance, and create the atmosphere that you want with the people you want, and find some genuine love, because you're able to go within and get some guidance and get some clear understanding of how you go forward. You also have action here. It's time to take action. And then you have number 8, path. It's time to follow the path. So you've got 2 cards here that show a clear path on how to go forward, so that you can release this karma, so that you can start in your next phase of life, whenever that is for you, in something where you feel the outcome is going to be positive. Leaving that, like, I just go through one relationship after another, they turn out the same, and you start to think it's all what's wrong with you. The only part that you've played in that is that your vibration is kind of at a little lower level. So those are the people that you bring to you. So as you raise your vibration, as you set the intention for making the changes, you're definitely going to release this guilt, this low level vibration, and move into a space of empowerment. Again, a lot of sacral chakra growth and expansion, which leads to creativity, love, self-worth. All right, let's get you one more final card, pile 1. So I feel that this is something that's going to, now that it's more in your awareness, it's really going to be something that you're really focused on, and you're going to get help. You've got 34 twice here. That reduces to 7. That's the angel guidance number. That's divine intervention. And then 444 and 4444, that's also angel intervention and angel guidance and support. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we have for you. My patience is being rewarded. My time will come. And forgiveness helps me let go and move on with my life, opening up to new and loving experiences. So today when I was driving, I saw a semi-truck, and it was a bunch of people kind of embracing, and it said, forgiveness provides freedom. I was like, that is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. So forgiveness provides freedom to you. Be patient with yourself in the process. You will most definitely get there, okay? All right, so if you're interested in the free reading, all you need to do is be a subscriber. So if you want to subscribe just to try and get a chance to win the reading, that's totally cool. If you want to subscribe and be part of the community, I would absolutely love to have you. All you need to do in the comment section is write I enter or I entered, doesn't matter. And like I said, right around the full moon, or the new moon, I will be pulling a winner at random. And I'm going to do that every month going forward, just as an appreciation for the beautiful community that we have here. Okay? All right. So if something resonated or you liked it, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you much love, a lot of peace, and many blessings. Namaste. Hello, pile 2. This is your selection, the clear quartz candle holder. That off to the side. Okay, so at the end of this, I'll talk to you about how to get qualified to get the free reading that I'm going to start doing on the new moon of every month. Okay, so I'll wait till the end, because if you're not interested, I don't want to waste your time. All right, so for those of you who are new, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. For those of you who are subscribers, I love you all very much. You're so beautiful and kind. I so appreciate you. All right, I take what flips out. Let's see what's going on with the karma you're dealing with and you're paying for. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Adjustment. So this is Judgment in this deck. It's number 8. This also came out in pile 1. So if you were torn between pile 1 and 2, there might be a message in there for you. All right, let's see what else. Princess of Swords. Devil flew out. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. All right, so let's see here. Pile 2. You've got 2 major arcana here with Judgment. So that's Libra energy. So you might have some Libra placement. This is Capricorn energy. And then we've got some money aspects here, but it can be anything to do with the material world. And then Princess of Swords. All right, so right away, pile 2. What I'm seeing here definitely is issues with being in a state of lack, not having enough, being someone who is going to try and fix the pattern and the karma and the debt of challenges with the material world. So here you have the Queen of Pentacles, right? Followed by what we have is it's called adjustment here, but this is justice. This is an imbalance with you trying to be someone who can be independent in creating wealth and security and a solid foundation in the material world. So try and try and try again. You get close, but it never works out. You get a little bit ahead, and then something falls apart, and you have something to deal with that you weren't expecting, and it kind of sends you tumbling back down again. And there's been a real imbalance here because with the Two of Pentacles, 2 is about balance, right? This is the Ouroboros kind of in an infinity line. The Ouroboros is that snake that eats its tail, and it's about like new beginnings, right? And going through a pattern and a cycle. And it encompasses, in this deck with the Pentacles, it encompasses the sun, which is your core and being, right? Jupiter energy, you growing, expanding, making gains. And then there's the moon, which is that energy of the uncertainty, the unknowns. And there's a real imbalance of that uncertainty, the unknowns, overshadowing the truth of who you are, the empowerment of who you are, the love of who you are, your self-worth, right? It's creating these imbalances, and it's taken its toll on generation after generation after generation. And much of that is because for many lifetimes, various ancestors or even people in this lifetime that in family or previous generations have been conditioned to believe that they weren't worth it. They didn't deserve any kind of material security and stability. They didn't deserve abundance. They were not worthy. So right away, I'm getting all the way back to Egyptian times. So if any of you resonate with Egypt in any way, I'm getting that, all the way back in some of those ancient times, your family was always cast aside and wasn't able to even exchange their goods with so many others. And there was a lot of starvation and a lot of death with children, I'm getting. So it goes all the way back that far. But there's also people who have immigrated to different countries, like to the US or to Europe or Australia or whatever, who are always felt like you were second-class citizens. You weren't good enough. You don't deserve all the material gains. You don't deserve it. You don't come from the right lineage. You don't have the right DNA. You don't have it. But what Spirit is saying is now it's time for you to come in and restore balance, because there's new energy coming in for you to jump into. There's new energy for you to be supported in your efforts to get out of that cycle, okay? There's new energy for you to restore balance so that there can be material wealth, material gains, whatever that is for you and however you see that, so that you feel abundant. You feel like you're not always, getting dunked underwater and you can only come up for a breath every now and again, only to be had your head, put underwater again. So kind of feeling like you're drowning a little bit. So that energy is what needs to be transmuted, and you're getting support from the divine to do just that, to partner with different, actually I'm getting like ancestors and guides for you, not even like an individual person, but for some of you it can be an individual who's going to help you learn to do things differently and provide a new beginning for you, right? You're going to leave that. I just saw Archangel Michael coming and cutting the cords. And, here you've got swords, here you've got a sword, cutting the cords of that not being able to succeed, because the Queen of Pentacles is a very successful, independent, very connected materially, has no need for anything, very and secure in knowing that, so much that she gives a lot. She's always giving, right? So maybe you'll partner with someone like that to help you change this pattern, to move out of that, and to not feel like you're in competition with everybody for everything, and everything is a conflict and a hassle to try and get ahead. Okay, so moving out of that survival mode, if you will. That's probably the best way to describe it. All right, let's see what else. What else do we have? Yeah, the first card. Okay, so you have broken dreams here. Only you can accept or reject your dreams, number 23. So this is about going forward, saying, I know what my dreams are, and I'm not going to just let them be crumbled by someone else, because subconsciously, you've thought, I am always in survival mode. I can never get ahead. I'm in the same pattern, because it's time for you to see things differently. See how this mirror is all cracked and she just sees what's broken, right? That's part of that pattern. You don't see, I just saw the 5 of Cups in my head. You don't see what's possible because there's been so many challenges, so many difficulties. The other card that you got is women supporting women. Now this is divine feminine energy. It doesn't matter if it's women or men, okay? Together we can transcend our individual limitations. So look what's interesting about this. Number 22, 23. This is partnering with a person, persons, a group, or a connection with the divine to change this mentality, to restore balance, to release this conditioning where you felt like you weren't enough, to restore balance, right? This infinity sign, this is the 0 point, this is perfect balance, okay? That's where you need to be. And embody this Jupiter energy, which is expansion, which is growth, which is gains, okay? It's all positive momentum, forward momentum. All right, angel spirits and guides. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So you're being asked to start to go within. A lot of purple here, which is your crown chakra. You've got purple here, purple here. So going within is going to be really important. Try and meditate a little bit, or just quiet the mind. Your soul and your guides will speak to you. Pay attention to your dreams, I'm hearing. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that you see. I mean, already in here we have 22 and 23. That's synchronistic. That's, spirit coming through saying that you can do this with small changes. You can change your life. You can change the life of those who came before you, because that is how it works. It's kind of a longer conversation, a little esoteric, but you change the past lives of those who've been here before you, your ancestors, and those your children and your children's children going forward. And then you have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Yeah, and you know what? You're going to love yourself first and foremost. I cannot stress enough the importance of loving yourself, because with loving yourself comes self-acceptance, self-love, self-worth, all the things that so many of us are lacking in when we grow up or when we're in relationships. Yeah, and look at that. Divine temple, source. The divine is really coming in, wanting to help you, wanting to support you, asking you to connect, use your intuition. Okay, we talked about all this purple. In the bottom of the deck is because you have a new beginning coming. All right, you do have a choice to make that will provide you with a new beginning, releasing a lot of this dense energy that keeps you in this lack mentality, that keeps you kind of stuck. Okay, it's time for a new beginning. All right, angel spirits and guides. Yeah, look at that. We have growth, number 38. So you are going to expand. You are going to grow. We talked about this Jupiter energy. You are going to feel more empowered. You're going to take a step. This card has these little acorns, right? This little acorn, grows a giant oak tree, huge oak tree. It can be hundreds of feet tall, many, many feet around in diameter. It comes from one small seed with a lot of determination. That's going to be you. See yourself as the acorn now, and then producing these beautiful big leaves from this, robust, beautiful tree. And then you have past, present, and future. So this is about staying in the present moment. It's when we're making a change, when we're breaking cycles, when we want to embrace a new beginning, right? When we want to restore balance and grow, we need to stay in the present moment. So don't bring the past with you. Don't regurgitate it in your mind. If that image comes up in your head, or you hear it, or you see it, or you dream about it, acknowledge it and say, I don't need that. Thank you, and let it go. In your future, set your intention on what you want to do, right? Releasing feelings of lack, releasing not having enough. It's all about releasing and letting go so that there's space for something expansive and beautiful, right? For change. And then the other card you got is 35, inner journey. This is going to be an inner journey. You got the card about indecision. This is going to be you really focusing, really staying on top of yourself about, I'm not going to be in survival mode all the time. Survival mode is like we're catching up. We're on this wheel, and we're always just trying to get to the next rung, but we never get to the top. We never get around, right? That's survival mode. This is, I'm going to change and reframe my perspective. I'm going to see things differently, and with that, I'm going to make a step every day towards that. And I just was reminded about, and I know this is something I say frequently, but it's so important. Be grateful for the small things that you have that raises your vibration. Vibration is a big part of all of this for each and every one of us. All right, let's see what else. Because you've got cards in here that are showing you that you can absolutely, without a doubt, make this shift, make this change for yourself in this lifetime and for future generations. Okay. Yeah, resilience. Absolutely. So I saw this card in my mind's eye before we started. I actually saw this card this morning, like right before I was going to wake up, and I knew it was going to show up in one of these piles. And I thought it was going to be a pile that was going to end up being about not having enough in the material world. And here we are. So you have been incredibly resilient. You are strong. You are tenacious. I'm seeing Leo right now. So now it's time to embody that fire energy and to take some action and to believe in yourself about making the changes so that this isn't you anymore. Who we talked about, the generations who, weren't worthy and they struggled, and some of them didn't survive. Okay, so moving beyond, you're done with the resilience. And the other card you got out was self-reflection. We've talked about that. Seeing yourself as someone who embodies abundance in whatever way you see that. Okay, little tiny things that make you feel abundant, whatever that is for you. For some of you, it might be, buying yourself something new. For some of you, it might be making yourself a really nice meal. For some of you, it might be having an opportunity to spend some time in some kind of class that you typically wouldn't get an opportunity to do because you don't have the money, and it's something you can do to further your career. And then lo and behold, there's something that shows up online, or they're having some kind of special pricing or something. All those are wins where you see yourself as a winner. You see yourself as abundant. Okay. And 17 is number 8. That's about abundance. Okay. 35 is 8. That's about abundance and manifestation. So now you've got number synchronicity here saying you can have this new beginning where the lack is left behind. Just being a survivor, left behind. In my heart, I know that good things are coming my way. And the universe has something very special in store for me. Yes, it does. All right, so that's beautiful, positive confirmation. All right, so let me tell you about the free reading. If you want to qualify for a free reading, I'm going to start doing them every month. I'm going to give one away. I'll announce the winner during the new moon of every month. And all you have to do to qualify is you need to be a subscriber. So if you want to subscribe just to be in the competition to get a reading, that's totally fine. If you want to join the community, I would love to have you. There's beautiful, beautiful people in this community. All you have to do is be a subscriber, and then in the comments section, just write I enter, and then I'll randomly choose a name from the group of people on the new moon, and then I'll announce the winner for that month. Okay? All right, so that's what I have for you today. If something resonated, you like something, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you much joy, many blessings, and lots of peace. Namaste. Hello, pile 3. This is your selection. Amethyst candle holder. Put that to the side. Okay, so we're going to start with tarot. For those of you who are new, welcome. I take what flips out. I don't choose anything. It's not right or wrong. It's just how I do it. To my subscribers, I send you lots and lots of love and gratitude. To those of you who are interested in the free reading, I'll show you at the very end how to qualify for that. All right, so first card out for you is Hermit, Virgo energy, major arcana. Ooh, another major arcana, the universe, number 21. Beautiful. Okay. Pile 1 got a bunch of major arcana too. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Swords. 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so for pile 3, we've got the Hermit, the universe, the Queen of Pentacles to start off with, okay? So this is powerful energy about you and the way you see yourself and what you think you're worth and what you think you deserve, okay? This is about thinking that you're not worthy of whether material gains, financial gains, independence, love. You're not worthy of being accepted, and you continually find yourself in patterns of things just blowing up in your face. Some of you have had issues with the law. Some of you have had issues where I'm seeing someone here got kicked out of school. Some of you have had issues with constantly being in dead-end jobs and dead-end relationships. And it's what I'm getting here right away is you don't feel like you're worth it. You don't feel like you deserve it. Okay? You've been round and round and round, and you just keep ending up in the same spot. And what this is saying is that you have an opportunity to completely transcend that and see your beautiful self. The sun represents you at your core, at your being, your soul, right? So this pattern of the constant disappointments, the constant failures, the constant struggles, the crummy friends, the parents and different family members who you don't even speak with anymore. This has been a pattern for many, many generations because there's been a lack of self-worth. There has been this ability where you don't have the ability, I should say, to believe in yourself, to believe that you can do something, that you can create something, that you can be someone, that you have the fire within you to make it happen, that you have the knowledge, okay? But this is about new beginnings, new breakthroughs. This represents Archangel Michael cutting cords from the past and opening up space, transmuting dense energy of guilt and shame and fear, all those dense energies. But what you're being asked to do is to release a lot of those thoughts step by step, day by day. Shed that old skin, see the light, see the possibilities. And I know how difficult that is when you are constantly, it's like molehill, right? Your head pops out, something comes and hits you over the head and puts you back underground again. But we, at this juncture, to make these changes, I would call on Archangel Michael. I'd also call on Archangel Metatron for really helping with ending patterns. And I would call on Archangel Gabriel for communicating to yourself in positive ways. So I'm hearing that if you catch yourself saying anything derogatory to yourself, that needs to stop immediately, and you need to recognize that, not beat yourself up about it, not say, here I go again. Just say, oh, I caught myself. Good for me. I caught myself. That's a win. That's really positive. And each and every day, each and every moment, as we stay in the present moment and focus on the light that we have in our life, whatever that small light is, big light, whatever that positive thing is, it's going to help us shift out of this, I don't deserve it, I'm never going to get it, I'm always stuck. See the chains? I'm like stuck. I'm conditioned to believe that I'm never going to be able to get off of this wheel of darkness. I'm just shift from one wheel to the next, and it's junk and crap and bad things happening all the time. But there can be big changes, because this card is all about Mercury energy, which is about adaptation. It's about changing, right? Mercury is the planet that rules the magician. The magician creates everything and anything, right? The magician is the ultimate creator. So you have that energy there. Virgos are very tenacious. You've got this Virgo energy here. Virgos are incredibly tenacious when it comes to, sowing the seeds in the garden, right? We put the seeds in, we line them up perfectly, we water them, we nurture them, we make sure that they have everything they need and they grow perfectly, and we have a harvest. That's that Virgo energy. Little steps along the way to create something beautiful, to have an amazing outcome, to change your fortune, to change your outcome, and embody Jupiter energy, which is about gains. It can be a small gain, it can be a huge gain, but believing that you're worthy of something. So if something good happens to you, if somebody buys you a cup of coffee, or says, hey, you look great today, or hey, thanks so much, that was really nice of you, give yourself a pat on the back and talk about how that's what, someone who is recognized as being a good person, who deserves a positive life and beautiful blessings and a home and a family and a good job and a good place to live and a spiritual connection, whatever it is you're looking for. Those are the same people who get that. I am that person. I am embodying that. I know it's work. I understand that more than I can tell you, and I know you're exhausted. I know you sometimes are just worn out, but Spirit is saying now is the time that you can make huge gains and huge changes, okay? You can get off this wheel of the same kind of thing over and over again, and you have to release the past as you know it, and you have to release the past as your ancestors and those who came before you knew it. And just move forward with knowing that there's new energy that's fast moving, that's going to come and bring you opportunities. It's going to give you clarity on, like, how do I go forward? Who should I communicate with? What should I do differently? There's going to be new information coming to you, and ultimately you're going to get to a point where your wishes come true. Things are happening in a positive momentum for you. Things are working out because you've made a big commitment. You said, I'm going to step into this energy. I'm going to work with these energies. I'm going to shift this so I can turn it around, so I know that I'm worthy of all the beautiful blessings that can come to me. Okay? And I don't have to do it where I feel like I'm fighting off the next bad thing all the time, and I'm always on the defensive. I'm always in competition. There's always conflict. Leaving all of that behind, and the conditioning of the past, your ancestors who came in with all this, you're not worth it, you don't deserve it, you're not going to get anything, your life is going to be horrible, it's going to be a terrible life, this is your karma, you did something bad in a past life and you're doing something now in this life, and so your life is going to be crap. It's time to rest. It's time to rejuvenate. It's time to rename and reframe life as you want it and life as you see it. Okay? So that was very specific messaging that I got from Spirit, but I think it was important for this group, okay? All right, let's see. What do we have for group 3? Spirit self, number 1, be who you are as you are. Okay, this is another number 1, new beginnings, okay? Connect with Spirit. Go back. This is a nod to go back to who you are at the soul level, who you are within your heart. And look what else flopped out with it. Distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. So yeah, talk about distorted perceptions. That's why I said it's time to rename, reframe, and change your perception. And then this pops out. So, I know when things are difficult and bad, they're very real. The perception is this sucks, this is terrible. But if we can take some time just to kind of look at things piece by piece and find what parts are good, and then we know what we can transmute. And to do that, we need to like clear out that dense energy and just ask for some guidance from Spirit, for some communication and some guidance, because you are going to move this out in your life, which is going to clear past lives and future generations as well. Okay? Your perception will change because the energy is going to change. All right. Angel, spirits, and guides. What else do we have? Loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. Okay, so we just talked about the spirit self, asking for help, connecting with the divine, and you get, I know that I'm never alone. So even if you are alone and you're living in your car and you feel like your family has abandoned you and you've got no one, you have the divine. Connect to the divine. Each and every day, build upon that, because that will raise your vibration. It will make you feel empowered. So maybe the next time you see someone, you look them in the eye and you're like, hey, how you doing? And you feel good about it, or their sun is out and you just feel lighter and happier. In judgment, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So a lot of purple here showing up and green. So it's about the heart chakra and the crown chakra. And you know what? Don't judge yourself. No judgment of self. Let that go. All right? There's no judgment of others or self. There's compassion for yourself. There's love for yourself. There's a sense of just having patience with yourself is what I'm hearing. Oh my gosh. And as I say that, look what flips over. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Spirit's blowing me away today with these cards that I'm getting. Between that and pile 1, I saw gold orbs go by. I was just like, oh my gosh. Okay. So amazing cards. Beautiful cards. A really succinct message for you. Oh my gosh, look at that. Another purple card. Lapis lazuli, past life. Yeah, so you're going to be clearing this. I said I was going to go into past lives in this reading, but it came up. So it can also just relate to ancestors or different scenarios that you've had in past lives, and they just want to bring it up. For some of you, you might have to dig into past lives a little bit, okay? Bottom of the deck for you, shine. Yeah, it's time to shine. It's time to come out and let people see the beautiful you. This is not you, okay? This is not you. That's perception, distorted perception. All right, angel, spirits, and guides. You can transcend that. You've got new energy coming in. They're asking you to go within, to release the judgment. That's a big part for you, releasing judgment. You judge, you're harsh on yourself. You don't think you deserve more. You think that the crummy people and the crummy circumstances are all you get. I'm telling you right now, there's soul contracts that have ended with a lot of you. See, there are big soul contracts that ended with relationships, and even for some of you family members, they were there for a while, but they are meant to end, and it is time to start anew. Ancient wisdom, number 34. Okay, so purple, crown chakra, going within, connecting within, and then ancient wisdom. So there is some past life information that's coming through. So your ancestors were, what I'm hearing is your ancestors carried through some past life issues, and then you ended up with some of that, and it's that lack, right? It was, some of them had really a low, what they call low station in life, where they were conditioned to believe they deserve nothing. So that was kind of the extent of it for them. And then anger. Yeah, there's a lot of judgment and anger right now within you, which is completely normal in a situation like this. And it's time to release that. You're coming to an end of a cycle. This is a new beginning. 28 is a 10. So that reduces to 1. And then the Ace of Swords is a 1. And then you have Spirit Self, which is a 1. 1, 1, 1. That's divine intervention coming in. They want you to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. When you think something, when something happens, what were you thinking about? When you see that number, what were you thinking about? And be cognizant of that, because it has a lot to do with your vibration. Okay. Let's see. Take action. Definitely time to make a move and take some action. Without question. Bottom of the deck, blossoming. You will blossom. Ace of Swords, right? New beginning. You will blossom for sure. You will change. You will transcend that low energy. All right, let's see what else we have. Final cards. Everything's going to be okay. It's safe for me to explore unknown worlds and try new things. Absolutely. Take action. And I am thankful for many things, and my gratitude attracts abundance into my life. Wow. Okay. Okay, so if you're interested in qualifying for the free reading, I'm going to give one away every month at the beginning of the month with a new moon. Each reading is like 35 to 40 minutes long. Prior to even starting the recording of the reading, I do a 15-minute meditation where I call in my guides, and your higher self. So all you need to do is be a subscriber. If you only want to subscribe just to see if you can win the contest, that's completely fine. If you want to subscribe to be part of the community, I would love to have you. So just be a subscriber, and then in the comment section, just comment I enter or I entered, and that way I know that you're interested in getting a free reading, and you'll be put into the collection of names, and one name will be drawn out. Okay? All right, so that's what I have for you. If something resonates, a piece, a part, or some aspect, please like and subscribe. As you go forward, I wish you many, many blessings, lots of love, and much peace. Namaste.